Work and play with the Lovelocks in Sunninghill, or something like that. Here we go, Robin's Corner. Warning sign about our cat Toady, armed mice. The spot where GPS was tested from the late 1980s. A bit of garden sculpture that June gave Robin for his birthday present last year. This is saying about work, so this was one little garden project, somewhere to hide the dustbins and provide a vantage point for armed mice and places for pussycats to hang out. And we go through here. Here's Snoopy's robot boat, survived over 6 weeks at sea trying to cross the Atlantic. Battle damage on the camper that was used to take Snoopy to the seaside. June said Robin did it, Robin said the wall did it, but the wall is okay. Now the theme of this long photo trail over several days is work. Now Samantha of course works from home, so I have to be very quiet not to disturb her. There she is working from home with all the stuff to do with robot boats and work we've been doing in the house. Now, as it happens, we've had a lot of good work done by Roger, the plasterer, which some of the photo trails show. And in fact, June has been doing a bit of painting already. There we go. Careful where you get it, June. And of course, as my friends know, I spent my whole life overseeing projects rather than doing any work myself. And this, of course, if you haven't seen it before, is my favourite handbook. I won't read it. The Little Book of Management Bollocks. Why be human when you could be a manager? Excellent advice, I'm sure. So we quickly go through. Yes, I occasionally do a little bit of work in here, if you call it work, like uploading videos and things. And yes, that was plastered and a bit of paint has started to go on. And we come into the lounge with things like the closed circuit TV, and mustn't disturb him. This is Toady, our guard cat. He's trying to get a bit of sleep. Don't attack us, will you? Oh yes, that's from June's tracker. It says she's at home. That seems to tally. Right, I don't think there's much else that I can show you now. It's all reflected in the photo trails. A lot of work has been ongoing, finding out where the leaks are in our pond. And, we know it's getting out somewhere down there, but we don't know yet. And of course rain has been coming on now. Doesn't help. Yes, we've got a heron fence while the water squirters are being looked at, decorated by a few things, including frogs that our Indian friends just love. There's quite a lot of those in the garden, everywhere, including little pixie characters. Cannot keep doing the tour because there's loads of photographs anyhow. So let's go into that long photo trail. This unscripted commentary may help to make some sense of what follows. It starts on Thursday the 23rd of March 2023. There's Bentley guarding the premises, our old car waiting to be collected, for scrap. And there's Toadie, Samantha, working from home in the kitchen for the moment, since work is going on in other parts of the house. Of course, Robin is doing work in the garden on 1 or 2 jobs. And I actually saw a product that was worth checking out. Yet another tracking device, solar powered one. Pub grub, off to the red line at Lightwater. That's their trip. Anybody could track on the trackers. And that's where we were. And then we came back home. So, work continues in the kitchen. There's some patching. Yes, round at the Bansals, where we went for coffee to meet Romeo, my favourite doggy. Hello, Raj. Hello, Romeo. Back to do some work at home. Bit of paint up. And looks like we're having food now. Screw fix. And then Long Acres. That's the we're looking at the places we'd gone that day. Toadie. Time to eat. That looks right. That's good. One of the little knickknacks got for the garden around the pond. Bentley watching Toadie eat. Hoping to have some soon. It's a rainbow on Friday the 24th of March 2023. Ascot plastering. One of the little jobs I've been doing. Misusing the cooker to do soldering. But I cleaned it up properly afterwards. And then fast glass resin before painting. These are the little dishes to go on top of the heron fence posts. And that's the heron fence coming along. So June are doing the big shop at Tesco, Martin's Heron. Looking at the rain radar to see what weather's coming in. Heavy rain showers. Yes, there's a patch. Hailstones. Yes, observation shows more. Not exactly golf ball size, but pretty big. June gets back with the shopping. Toadie relaxing still. Some nice emails from her friend Alexi. There's the spot tracker put on charge. The battery was getting a bit low. That's where we're thinking of going to the pub this week. And that's the journey, not very long to Bracknell to it. Looks like June's doing some cooking. Just park the car there. Yes, my favourite lunch. Call from Amla Doze. Is that a rainbow? Yes, it is. And June takes a photo with her smartphone. Selfie in front of it. Another doze in front of the closed circuit TV. Time for dinner. That looks alright. And then Saturday the 25th. Yes, one of my favourite photographs from Alexi, that. And a bit more work. Another one of those bases, but this time I'm protecting the hub of the cooker with a bit of silver foil, but I still managed to get some solder on it.
and then put resin there. Oh, I think June's also enjoying those pictures. Yes, I wonder when that was taken. That's the guy. Lovely emails to get. Right, that's another one of those dishes to go on the top of the heron posts, or rather heron fence posts. Ah yes, some emails exchanged with their French-speaking friend about robot boats, so I had to make sure that the French translation flag worked. And I have been criticised for having too many jokes about frogs and snails. That's the gunnerer coming along nicely in our garden. We protected it from the frost, and that's what it should be like when it grows up big. And that was at one of our walks to another place. That's the back garden. And there's some snails appearing in the pond, with lots of frogs. We had a few here breeding, and yes, my French friends, including Georges. Toady prowling around in the house, watching the television or the PC pictures. Ah, yes, our trip to the range, and I met Rufus and his little friend. So that's where we were, and that's Bentley when we got back, and the black and white cat from behind us sat on top of one of the cars. They're watching each other. So what have we got now? Looking at the closed circuit TV. Ah, Fox. Yeah, eating the peanuts. Have a bit of a doze with Toady beside me. Oh, some more food. And then tennis, of course. I prefer to eat my food. Oh, it took time to put the peanuts out. WhatsApp chat. It's a Saturday evening, so WhatsApp chat with family. Then Sunday the 26th of March 2023, and we went out to a place open for the NGS Charity. Oh dear, Toady found a mouse, brought it in, left it for us. I had my 2 Weetabix and did a bit more work trying to track down that latest leak. Without any joy. Yes, lots of frogs in the garden. Real ones and nice ones that are part of the architecture. That's where I've been investigating, but without any joy because water is still flowing along. So I turn off the water again. June doing a bit of clearing up, and we'll use some filler to prepare that bit of wall ready for painting. A few items here. Around to next door to investigate the water flow. It looks as though we haven't fixed the problem, but it flows alongside the fence and back out our side. And this is the Wind in the Willows place that we're going to. So that's our route up to it. Have my lunch first. But we'll go via Wix on the way because we've got some things to buy. And then, let's check this place out. Ron to the company that he's involved with, and the history of Dolly the sheep. I wonder if we'll see any relatives. So, off through the village, June driving, so I can take 1 or 2 snaps on the way. Past the 3 tons, landmark in Slough, and to Wicks, where we've got a few things to get, like filler, and after that it's off to Wind the Willows, open for the National Garden Scheme charity. There's the NGS signs. Lovely photographs here. Wind in the Willows is the place. We have been here a couple of times before. That's Ron. Absolutely lovely garden. And these first photographs were taken by myself with my little pocket camera that's playing up, but it still works. There's some gunra, and June took some nice ones with her smartphone, so we've popped those on the end. So the garden includes what was the old mill stream. Lovely clear water. Oh, interesting. Whatever that is, fungi. And sheep. Are they relatives of Dolly the sheep? Now these are the photographs I think that June took with her smartphone. Absolutely lovely place. And of course the National Garden Scheme is a lovely charity. Well worth burning the petrol and the small admission fee which goes into the charity to see these lovely places and sometimes meet interesting people and have interesting food. Tea and cake all goes into the charity. And now on our way back home into Sunninghill, the Cords Hall, Chapman's Ironmonger, over the bridge into Armitage Court and back home. To watch tennis, of course. Oh yes, get the photographs from June. By email that was. And well, we got more photographs of looking for what we were doing. Sorry about the noise going on in the background. Let's close this door. So that was the spot tracker showing where we went, including to Wind in the Willows, and then the personal tracker, similar positions, so that's where I was walking, and back home. Dragon is caring. Yeah, nice slogan. Ugh. Filling up the pond. See if we can find out where the water's coming from. No luck so far. It's well tucked away. I'll have to take some slabs up to see. More tennis. Oh, that was June emailing the photos that hadn't come through. There they all are. So you've seen those by now. Yes, chicken sausages and other stuff. But I'll take it in and look at the CCTV. Now Monday the 27th of March 2023. Bentley and June off to tennis. Samantha working from home, looking out the back, with Toadie on guard duty. There's the little project to hide the dustbins, a few other little details being added. Yes, the armed mice. Now, that was because it was based on the mobile phone mast. She's at the tennis club. Yes, that's correct. Oh, it's time for the dustman to collect stuff. And that's where air bins go. Still a bit more work to do on that dustbin box, and you'll see that later. There's Toadie guarding the premises. There's June with her tracker. There's a camera I had to adjust to get the angle better. And then down to the bandsaws again by the look of it. Yes, hello Romeo. Yes, another cup of coffee with their relatives. Hello Romeo. What a lovely dog you are. And a bar in their front garden before we get back home again, with Bentley and Samantha working from home, and the spot tracker, which should have worked okay. Yes, that's where I parked it, behind the Comrades Club, and that's how you get to the position of the contact page. And that's my personal tracker. Ah, that was it. We had to sort out a rose that was dangling, a climbing rose. So I made a forked stick to push it up, to hook it up round there. And that saved us having to get the big ladder out. And that clematis is coming along very nicely. High climate, that is. Windmill, sent from Alexi. And that reminded me of windmills other places, including their best part of 10 years in Holland. And yes, Richard let me have a couple of old fence planks, and that was just the job for filling the void behind that lattice, or whatever you call it. And there's the cats taking it easy on their front drive. A little bit of black and green paint, and it's starting to take shape. Yes, back past the robot boat. Ah, time to eat. Ah yes, their painter arrives to finish the work on the upstairs bathroom. I continue there. Yes, we've got a half moon. Toadie relaxing, the painter leaves, so that bathroom is all nicely done now. Lovely white paint everywhere. What would June be watching? Tennis. Tuesday the 28th of March. And rain, but that should go through fairly soon. Ah, unfortunately, of course, it interfered with June's tennis. So she had a bit of tennis and then the rain stopped play. So what shall we do? Well, I suppose we could do a little bit of work. Oh yes, there was the Office for National Statistics released the information. Been very useful to see how COVID was going. Let's have a look at the. Yes, that was response to emails. Bit of a doze. Oh, woken. Time to have lunch. And it looks like June is preparing to paint the plaster with a watered down mixture of paint. And of course they're watching the TV. I'll have a banana, I think, to my lunch, and I wonder if Toadie likes bananas, but perhaps I'll do a little bit of work as well. There we go. And that's now painted over. How about that? June, well, I've been watched by myself. I prefer to oversee work and consult my management book. Indeed, I agree. Although June's treading on the worktops and she said if I did it they'd break. Yes, just check whether that's in the management guide. Ah, who's that guy working on Carol's car? I think I recognise him. Yes, I do. It's Gary. He's been doing their cars for years. Watched by Toadie as well. June's choosing music to play on the fridge while she does a bit more work. Yeah, can't work too hard, Toadie.
I warned you it'd be a long photo trail. So it only remains to say, look after yourselves, stay safe and enjoy what days we have.